Christmas gives us an opportunity to pause and reflect on the important things around us. It's not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. It's 17 days until Christmas, and we have an interesting show lined up just for you. I know you don't want to miss any of it, so stay tuned as the magazine unfolds.
We share a lot of sensitive information and data, and once criminals get access to this information, indeed, people are at risk based on the sensitivity of the information that they share.
So it's holiday time and there are many festivities happening across the island. So drivers, cut your speed and save a life. Better to be late and safe than to speed and die. This week on Get the Facts, we discuss road safety with Director of the Road Safety Unit, Caenwood.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm Anthros Campbell. As at December 4, the figure for road fatalities stood at 394, resulting from 360 crashes. Now, this alarming figure does not include crashes with injuries only. That is too many lives lost or impacted. Today, we speak with the Director of the Road Safety Unit in the Ministry of Transport and Mining, Caenwood, to find out what else can we do to get persons to drive with care so we can reduce road traffic deaths. Mr. Hare, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me, and also thank you very much for your listeners.
Right. So what more can be done? What more can be done to reduce road fatalities?
The reason why road fatalities occur is because of three fundamental reasons. The traffic system sits on three legs. Just picture it as a three-legged stool. So you have the human being, you have the vehicle, and you have the environment. All it takes for a breakdown in one of those components, or two or three, but only take is one. Whether it is a human being, whether it's the road itself, or whether it is the vehicle itself, that's all it takes for a traffic collision to occur. Now, when you have imbalances within a system, then you're going to have collisions, right? And therefore, it means that all the risk factors associated with the different components must be dealt with in order to ensure that we can minimize dramatically the fundamental reason for the crashes.
But for the most part, we think it's the motorists that are...
For the most part, it is a multiplicity of issues. It's not only the human being, it's also the environment, which may include the road condition, the road surface, or lack of road signs and road markings, or it could be due to environmental factors when you're looking like is rain falling, fog, etc. And is the vehicle defective, or is the vehicle an unsafe vehicle, etc. So there's a multiplicity of factors, but when you look at the dominant factor, you realize that it's the human factor that is coming out predominantly. So you look at a situation where over 90% of your crashes are due to human factors, and maybe another 8 to 10% is due to bad roads and bad vehicles.
400 persons died last year. Yes. All right. How are we doing now?
We are going to decimate that 400 mark very soon.
All right.
And if the people of Jamaica does not change their behavior out there, we are going to pass it very soon. We are very close to it. We are approximately 394 now, and we are going to go over 400. It's projected that there could be 430 persons dying this year on the network. So, but we are hopeful that those who have ears to hear will hear
Yes.
and heed the
Yes.
clarion call, because a lot of persons' destiny have been destroyed.
Your unit would help in terms of decreasing the number because you're trying to influence
Yes.
behavior.
Yes.
How are you doing with that? Is that doable?
Tough task.
Well, but you're doing
It's a
something.
very tough task. It's a task that one recognize that it's trying to deprogram the negativity that is in the deepest bowels of our subconscious, and to get persons to understand the need to want to live and to do the right thing on the network. We see a lot of extraneous variables out there that have been derailing our abilities and our actions so far, but we are not daunted. We recognize that we have been able to impact quite a bit of people. We get people now to be wearing seatbelts who were not wearing them before, who have a certain myth about it. We still also have a lot of work to do in that area. Because,
how do you carry out the mission though?
We leverage social media. We leverage traditional media. We also do a lot of outreach activities in communities. Our major focus is targeting those motorcycle communities,
Yes,
because
yes.
what we have recognized is that they have been left alone, and we recognize that they were not aware of proper road etiquette, proper safety procedures, and the linkages and the impact that their actions or inactions could cause,
right.
not only on themselves,
Yes.
but also on their family structure,
Yes.
and the destruction that a death or injury cause.
Yes.
We try to ensure that the message is brought to them in a way that they can understand
How?
it.
Tell me.
We use symbols. We use a lot of symbols.
Okay.
We use symbols that they are aware of, symbols that they
Like what?
respect.
Okay.
Remember that mankind respect is masculinity. So we go there.
Okay. Okay.
So one of the things that we tell motorcyclists, especially in the western sections, you're looking from Trelawney, come straight down to Clarendon now, because the motorcycle ring has stretched
Yes.
from Westmoreland to Clarendon.
We're gonna come back to the motorcyclists later, but tell me, how do you measure? How do you measure your success? Are you having any success in terms of accomplishing this kind of culture that would reduce road fatalities?
The culture is going to take time to change.
Yes.
The sociologists and psychologists tell you that you need at least 3 generations to change a culture. They tell you that.
Yes.
So we are sowing the seeds now. And we are sowing the seeds with our children. And we intend to have the children being that catalyst of change.
Yes.
Because we recognize that the adults have not been doing a good job. Because they are the ones who are killing off themselves,
Yes.
killing off the children,
Yes.
and killing off people.
Yes.
And therefore now it is for us now to appeal to them, but also to ensure that the next generation coming up don't come up and do these bad things. But it's I would say it's a very arduous task.
Yes.
But it's a task that you're gonna have to put your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, and your subconscious into it, and not to be daunted by the negativity out there, and also the thing that you will see drifting in a particular direction. Because what we have seen that is happening is that the motorcyclists, we have 117 dead already. They are the reason why they are dying. They are the reasons. Their behaviors that they execute out there. There's a percentage who have died because of what other motorists did to them. Right? But for the most part, they speed. They don't wear helmet. They remove headlights out of the vehicle because they believe that they must join this fool crew named No Headlight Crew, right? So we take out the headlights out of the vehicle. They remove their mirrors. Yes. They remove the mirrors from the bike. They remove the indicators, right? They don't like to wear a helmet because they say the girl's not going to look at them and see them, right? Some will tell you point blank that it's their life, and they're not going to wear it. And if they're dead, they're dead. That's not your business. So there are some with some nihilistic tendencies and behaviors.
Okay, we take a short break now. We continue with more from our road safety director. Stay with us.
The following is brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with kind support of NIA and USAID.
Criminal minds think they are cunning. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency have them running. Your friend a shout, come here. Take time running. Are we ready for the ops? Drive up on your block. Step out now the block. Cyber take a boy your laptop. Pull up every lock. No evidence to drop. We put it in a cuffs and now we have you under lock. Sin Jesus, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Feel say you get wet, look out for. Look out for. Look out for. From Jesus, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Feel say you get wet, look out for. Look out for. Look out for.
The proceeding was brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with the kind support of NIA and USAID.
MOCA. MOCA.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We're talking road safety with Director of the Road Safety Unit, Caenwood here. Now, with the holidays approaching, what's the message from the Road Safety Unit?
This Christmas season is a season of love, peace, joy, and family. So one thing we would like for persons to do is to think about the family as you operate in a network. Think about your children. Think about your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your cousins. Think about that family structure. Think about the workplace that you work for. Think about your community. Think about the fact that a motor vehicle death is an untimely death. And therefore, we appeal to persons during this season, wear your seatbelt. We are aware of persons out there who are wearing the seatbelt, putting on the seatbelt under their arm. That's recklessness. We are aware of persons putting on the seatbelt behind their back. That's recklessness, right? That's unsafe. And we have had persons who find themselves out of the vehicle because they put that seatbelt under their arm. They refuse to wear it properly. And the asphalt has been very punishing to them. Very punishing. Mm-hmm. So we tell people for this season, because we know this is the season where people are going to drink up a lot of alcohol, stay at home and drink your alcohol. Stay at home and drink your alcohol. If you have to eat those cakes, you see, that have laced with alcohol, stay at home and eat them. Don't go on the road with them, right? Because persons love to imbibe alcohol and have this false sense of security that they can hold their liquor. It's a figment of your imagination if you think you can hold the liquor, right? I know many persons not going to hear, but I hope those who have ears to hear will hear.
Okay. I know you're gathering some information on crashes. Yes. What are some of the trends that you're seeing?
We are seeing persons not wearing their seatbelt.
In terms of the people who have died as a result of the accidents. Right. What age group? Male, female?
It's interesting. 103 of the persons who have been killed in this country so far are between 20 and 29. 89 are males. So we are losing a productive cohort of our people. When we look at it, it's wanton recklessness, wanton carelessness. We have seen some data coming out of the black box because motor vehicles equipped with airbags have black box inside of it. And the black box is informing on everything that persons are doing. At what angle they were holding the steering wheel at, how fast they were going, if they put their foot on the brake or they take their foot off the brake. We are seeing everything that people are doing in the motor. The vehicles are speaking. There are over 100 computers in a motor vehicle. You see those vehicles with Bluetooth technology, those vehicles where people connect their phone to the vehicle and answering calls and these things, all of that data is being recorded in the vehicle, you know. And those data provide a treasure trove of critical piece of information which we are trying to analyze. And then hopefully we'll be able to align our programs according which we are trying to do. But it is very important that people recognize that during this season of love, that they show love. And right. What I see on the road network, I have never seen such wanton indiscipline. It's not taxi drivers alone doing it, you know. I see people who drive in high-end vehicle, low-end vehicle, and medium-end vehicle doing it, right? I see them doing it. And therefore, as a people, we need to go back into ourselves and recognize that over 5,000 of our people have been injured in traffic crash already.
Let's give some advice to our motorcyclists, and then our pedestrians, and then our motorists. So let's give
motorcyclists need to wear their helmet. Motorcyclists need to stop lane smith. Stop driving on the white line.
Yes.
Cut it out. Stay behind the vehicle.
Yes.
Motorcyclists need to understand that you are one of the most vulnerable road users, and the motorcycle is the most dangerous vehicle anybody could ever drive.
Okay, pedestrians.
The pedestrians now. 97 have been killed already. Over 100 will die this year. Pedestrians need to understand you must wear light color clothing at night. Use the areas that are designated to cross. Make yourself as visible as possible at all times. For the drivers and passengers, because they go both together.
Yes.
Wear your seatbelt, and if you're sitting in a vehicle and the driver is a shutter driver, hot-head driver, and a hot-foot driver, tell him to cut it out. If you don't want to cut it out, leave the vehicle.
Yes.
Come out.
Yes. Okay.
Because many persons sat in these vehicles and have died. We implore drivers, love your passengers.
Yes.
Don't treat them as $100 bill. Right? Show respect for your passengers. Show respect for yourself. Remember that the same way you want to go home to see your family, the same way people want to go home and eat Christmas dinner with their family and New Year's dinner with their family. Right?
Yes.
We need, as a people, to show more love. And the selfishness and the crassness on the road, we need to cut it out. And I would like to encourage the Jamaica Constabulary Force to extend no mercy to any man, any woman, any child out there who are intent on creating mayhem in our traffic environment.
Quickly, 20 seconds. What about some of the hot spots, and how should we approach them?
Landover Main Road is a very hot road, right? As you approach any road network, you should be vigilant, right? Look at the road surfaces. If these road surfaces are white, cut the speed dramatically. It means that the road is bright, right? If the road is bright, that means it's slippery when dry, not when wet, slippery when dry. Cut out the road, cut out the speeding. Give yourself adequate time to go to your destination so that you will be reached there safe, and so that you don't have to clog up the hospital.
All right, thanks. We have to end here, but it was really interesting, informative, and we hope people were watching and listening and they will take heed.
I hope so too.
If we drive within the speed limit, look out for vulnerable road users, and do not overtake at a bend, junction, or along unbroken white lines, we can save lives. Also, do not drive in a manner that may be offensive to other road users, and wear your seatbelt and your helmet. Pedestrians, you too have a responsibility to look out for your own safety. This has been Get the Facts. Our guest was Caenwood, Director of the Road Safety Unit. Until next time, I'm Rose Campbell. Take good care.
On our roads, remember, take time, be courteous, drive good, walk good. Don't drink alcohol and drive. Don't drive tired or sleepy. Don't tailgate and don't overtake unless it is safe to do so. And always drive at a speed which will allow you time to stop quickly and safely. Let's keep it safe on our roads.
The Salvation Army School for the Blind and Visually Impaired empowers and enables students to reach their full potential. One such student is aspiring music teacher Tashtika Sang.
It is amazing. It is amazing. This institution has been more than a school to me. It has been a home away from home. And it has enabled me to be the person who you see today. So amazing. We are My name is Tashtika Sang, and I am a prefect of the Salvation Army School for the Blind and Visually Impaired. I've been here since the age of 6.
The Salvation Army School was founded in 1927. It's a school for the blind. We do have children who have low vision, yes, and some are totally blind. So Tashtika is one of those she is totally blind.
When I was born, I was 7 months premature, and they diagnosed me with retinopathy of prematurity. I was placed in the incubator for about 3 weeks, and by that time I got too much oxygen, so the islands of my eyes became frozen. Coming to this school, being in the choir since the age of 6, it has been a blessing. It has been a blessing because it lends my voice to ministering to others.
Hearts always hunger for, hearts always hunger for, hearts always hunger for.
Over the years, we have participated in the JCDC competition, and our students have been doing well. And Toshtika is one of those who have done very well. She has performed at different events and has been successful in taking home trophies from time to time.
In 2013, my choir got 2 firsts and a second at the Children's Gospel Competition. My first place was in choir, first ensemble, second solo. In 2014, we got first in choir. In 2015, I did performing arts with recorder. I got gold and reached parish finals. In 2016, I did solo for the school at the Children's Gospel competitions. I came second, winning a trophy, winning $15,000, a tablet.
What song is that?
Stand by me.
When the night has come.
My dream was set since I was a little baby girl growing up. I always loved teaching. I always wanted to teach, so I usually practice teaching in the field of music because music is my life. So being able now to set my mind towards going to Edna Manley in September, it's amazing. It's really amazing.
I know as she moves on to become, she says, a music teacher, that she will be excelling in that area. And from personal experience, I know that in years to come, we're going to be hearing the name Toshtika sang out there doing something extraordinary in music. Oh, stand by me, stand by me. That's crazy.
Hey there. So, did you know that plastic bags were introduced to supermarkets in 1977? The production of plastic bags are toxic to the environment, as the process involves the use of petroleum, natural gas, and other chemicals. 160,000 plastic bags are used globally every second, and 5 trillion are produced yearly. Side by side, they can encircle the world 7 times. Plastic degrades after 700 years and will only fully degrade in 1,000. This means that all the plastic that has ever been produced has not degraded. It remains toxic even after it breaks down. 13 million metric tons of plastic end up in the ocean every year, and at least 800 species worldwide are affected by marine debris, of which 80% is plastic and is mistaken for food by turtles, fish, and other marine life. Research has shown that fish caught for human consumption contain plastic nanoparticles. An average family will use 60 plastic bags on 4 visits to the supermarket. and only 1 to 3% are recycled worldwide. Play your part in advancing your welfare and that of the earth. Support the ban on plastic. Reduce, reuse, recycle, and get eco-friendly bags for you and your 1877.
It's almost time to make those New Year's resolutions. Remember, don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind, but led by the dreams in your heart. Be your best self and encourage others along the way as we work to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Develop a sense of purpose that says you're not here by accident. You are here for greatness. You are here with destiny in mind. You are supposed to do something great, and you are on that pathway. There are persons who are in the departure lounge of life, at the end of their life, and they look back and they have regret because they never took time to uncover and develop a sense of purpose. Why am I here? What am I supposed to do before I leave this 7 billion people planet called Earth? What am I supposed to accomplish? Having a sense of greatness that's in you. You're talented, you have gifts and abilities. Some of you are good with numbers, some of you are good with words, some of you are good with both, some of you are artistic, creative, some of you are sports oriented, and there are many things. And you take time to discover what are you passionate about. What can I just do naturally? I can jump out of my sleep and do it easily. Speaking now to your talents and abilities, your giftings. All of these come into your sense of purpose. The things that you are to do in life as you are to impact people. When you dream, when you close your eyes, what do you see yourself doing? And knowing that the sky is the limit. Second thing I want to say quickly is that you must learn to persevere. I heard Marquis speak about perseverance. Everybody say perseverance. Sometimes we don't achieve much because we give up too easily. You have to learn, if you want good, your nose have to. Yes, man, you have to get your feelings hurt and still go on. When I was doing my PhD, boy, a man tell me, man, people seem to like you. Wayne, why don't you just leave this program and go back to your country? You have a master's. The PhD is not for you. Why don't go and make money? And that was a racist comment because I was black. I was the only black person in the program. And he was saying things that hurt me, and I didn't want him to see me offended. I left his presence, went into my room, and I cried. But I decided to continue in my effort for excellence. Are you hearing me? And so perseverance means to continue a course of action in spite of difficulty, in spite of opposition. When they fight you down, when bad mind reach you, and they're fighting you down, and they say you're not the right gender, young ladies, and they say you don't deserve to be here, don't pay no attention, press on nonetheless. And it means you also have to have the right people around you. Be careful of the company you keep. As you go through life, you're going to make mistakes. As you go through life, you may fail at something. You want people around you who can encourage you to get up again.
Thanks for watching another edition of Jamaica Magazine. Do join us again tomorrow when we'll do this all over again. In the meantime, send your feedback on today's show to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. Also follow us on our social media pages and download our app on your Apple and Android devices. And you can also visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.